Welcome back, everyone. I'm George. We're all George. We're going to be looking through Crypto Quant today. Figure we can do this before we get into the charts. What is this showing? Okay, well, this is their beta CQ lab. I'm going to show you the inflow of exchanges. So we see on the block time, block is 10 minutes, hour is the hour time frame, just an example. But we're going to go to the estimated leverage ratio. We do have high leverage as of right now. Everyone got liquidated here on the 19th. With that leverage, we've just seen leverage build up, build up, build up, build up. And right now we are at this resistance line with leverage on BTC. We always see a breakdown around this resistance that we're at right now. So prepare for some sort of leverage spike to the downside. We could see some sort of dip build up exactly where we're at right now. We also need to look into the BTC long liquidations and short liquidations also. If we look at the long liquidations, right, we haven't had too much long liquidations on the daily time frame when compared to the shorts. Longs don't get liquidated that much. We know that it's an over leveraged long market. But we see that the shorts have been liquidated on the daily time frame. We saw that this happened, but if we switch to the hour, yeah, guys, look how much they have right here. I believe that if we go on the hour time frame, you guys can see, look at all these shorts that have been getting liquidated. Price has been moving upwards. Not many longs have been liquidated yet. Okay, we might see this spike up. If we see the long liquidation spike up, we're going to see price go down. And we should be seeing some sort of movement to the long liquidation side here in the next day or so. We're due for it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to show you guys on that side of things. Now we're going to get into CoinGecko. We have altcoins that are pumping right now. We have quite a few that are pumping. So we do see that there is a lot of these altcoins that are up 10-20%. We have Ethereum Classic that is leading the league in altcoins. If you guys look at the volume, it has the same amount of volume as market cap. So that's a very, very good sign if you guys are looking into ETC. But yeah, we pushed up out of this zone right here. We've been talking about how there was going to be some large movement, most likely to the upside. Why was that? All right, so if we go to the daily time frame, this is just a little daily time frame. All right, so this is just a picture on, let me go full screen. All right, so this is what we see on the daily. If you guys look at what we saw yesterday, right, we saw low volume on the daily time frame. Not much was happening. Mondays are normally fake out days, but we didn't see any volume on Monday. Today, we saw volume to the upside, but when we have this low volume, a day where we have extremely low volume, like we saw right here, we had a day. We saw one right here. We had a day at the top. We had a day. There's always a large spike the day after. We don't have back-to-back days of low volume. It's very rare to see that fluctuation in price being extremely low. So we knew that there was going to be some sort of big move that was going to happen today. We did go up to the upside, but as of right now, we have hit this resistance level of around 36,400 and we couldn't break through it. We probably are going to be looking to retrace on the 15-minute, probably back down to this 50 EMA. Maybe we hit this resistance that's now actually a support line, and then we might bounce back up and make an aggressive move to the upside. There is quite a lot of resistance at this 37K level. It's going to be hard for us to push out of this level. We do have exactly right here, it's the 37,100. We see these vector candles that we could easily retrace right here, but it's going to be hard to get past through these, as this is a whole nother wall that we see right here, a whole entire another wall that we see right here. If we break out of this resistance that we're currently in, the top of this, which my indicator says around 36,500 to 36,400, if we break out of this zone, we're definitely going to be headed up towards this 37K 100 zone. Let me move this up a little bit. Right, so that's the upside, right? This is what could happen if we do break through this and we head towards the upside. But on the downside, right? What could we see? Okay, we need to break through this yellow support right here. This is the support level for exactly where Bitcoin broke out from. We could hit this resistance, which is now support because we broke through it. We could hit this resistance and bounce back up through the upside, but we are far, far, far above the current EMA levels. We know that, we're probably going to have some retracement down to the EMA levels. We are going to see probably this 50 EMA get hit on the 30 minutes time frame and the 15, well, actually the 15 minute. But then we can see some price action when that does happen. If we do break down, right, we need to go below this pivotal point. We need to see a breakdown below this pivotal point and a retest, and then breakdown after to really get a significant sign that we are going to break down. We need to be stuck inside this range if we want to break down from the zone. But I would say that we are more likely to see some sort of breakdown around this 37K area. I just think that they're going to send price up to there and then break it down after that zone has been hit. Why do I think that? Okay. Well, it takes an insane amount of volume for us to really break out of these zones. And yes, we have seen the volume, but as you guys can see here, we get extremely, extremely low volume once we get to these higher zones. We can't break out, we can't break out, we can't break out. And these zones have been getting lower, lower, and lower. If they really want to send price up, they're going to need to really focus on these longs that are in place. And the longs that are in place right now, it's a little bit overlonged from the ratio of shorts. So I do think they might have one more push to the upside, which would be around the 37K area, and then they could break it back down. But as of right now, right, we did hit this target of this level 1 zone, right? We knew that if we made it to this yellow zone, we showed support, we'd break out and get into this zone right here, right? We just test this zone. We didn't get all the way to the top so far, but we need to see really how today pans out to get a gauge on what is going to happen throughout the rest of the week. Wednesday is going to be a very important day. It's going to be the signifying day on what's going to happen Thursday, okay? Thursdays, right, are normally Wednesdays and Tuesdays. We have some sort of reversal. So Monday and Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday. We were bullish. Let's see if they're going to reverse it to the downside Wednesday and Thursday. Why would they do that? Okay, you guys saw all the longs that are in place right now. You saw all the shorts get liquidated. Okay, these are market makers that are taking that liquidity and then they reverse it back at the end of the week or at the beginning of the week. They'll take the liquidity and then they'll reverse it backwards so that they can benefit from both sides. That's how you're going to make the most money in this market, is understanding that these weekly shifts in momentum happen just about every single week. We've seen this shift in momentum. We'll start out bullish, we'll start out bearish Monday and Tuesday, and then they'll reverse it back Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. They'll do whatever the hell that they want to do and just get this sporadic weekend going along. How can I see sell and buy walls in TradingView? You can see them on Binance. There's a lot of other applications as well that you can look at. Currently, right now, we have a 35K buy wall right now, and for the sell wall, we have a sell wall at this 36,500 level, and if we do not. If we break out of this 36,500 level, it's the 36,500, 400 level. We have another level around this 3,800, right? But they do move these levels downwards once we spike out. So we have to be careful about that. But I do see them bringing price back up to around this 37,100 to the 37,200 level, and then possibly breaking it down off of there. And I think that because of the resistance that we're probably going to see here, I'll need to see what the whales are doing on the order books to really gauge a great perspective on what they're going to do. If they move their sell wall up to here, up to this 37,200 level, which I do think that they will do, and we do pump up to this level, if we break through it and there's not much selling pressure here, yes, we can maybe make a run all the way up to this 38,500 level. That could be possible, but it's too late to tell. We do have a lot of resistance, as you guys can see, at this zone right here. Can you give an explanation of what represents high volume? Is there an actual number of range that indicates this? So what are you looking for in high volume? All right, so if we're looking at, let's go on the 1 hour and the 4 hour to check volume, okay? And I do have a great indicator for you to be looking at. It's called VPVR. It's actually made by TradingView. But what you can see with this indicator is, hopefully it scrolls up, is you can see the type of volume that we have over an extended period of time, right? Once we get to this, let me scroll it back out a bit. Once we get to these two top zones right here, right? Look how volume decreases at this 36K to this 37K zone. This is 36,500 zone to the 36,700 zone, right? You see how we pushed all the way up to this zone right here on this candlestick. I'll draw out a line for you. Boom, right? So this little line right here signifies that we're in this zone. We have lower volume and we weren't able to push through it, okay? If we do push through this zone right here, which would leave us around 36,700, then we would have to break out to this zone, right? Which would be around 37K. But this would be a lower volume zone, and you need to compare the volume down here and justify if we have enough volume to push through it. But yes, I would signify a lot of volume exactly in this standpoint, right? You go to the 4 hour and you need to look at, let me scroll out a little bit. You need to look at when comparing these high volatility moments, right? When we do have these dips, yeah, you're going to see insane amounts of volume, right? But when we're at these certain pivotal points, as of, let's say, the support area right here, let's go to here, right here. So what do we see right here? We see this push in bullish volume, right? And what happens after we see this push in bullish volume? Okay, was this enough volume to hold us above? No, it was not. If you guys look right here, right, we had this bearish volume push us down. We want to see this bullish volume right here. If we do have some sort of bearish volume incurring, we haven't had, by the way, guys, this is when the longs got liquidated. But we want to see this volume head upwards, and we want to see the bearish volume stay downwards. But this will not be enough volume to really send us up into these new zones. We normally don't have this much bullish volume or this long of bullish volume to send us up to higher prices. We want to see a few more 4 hour candle closes to really see those higher zones be available, right? We do see an uptrend. We do see a bullish divergence in volume, but for the most part, we know that we're slowing down around this range. If we can break out of this range, look out how it is on the 4 hour, right? This is our resistance. Look where the volume slows down at this range, right? We have low volume here, we have low volume here, and we have a low volume here, right? Why do we have low volume there, guys? It's because there's supports and there's resistances in these positions. This is where price action happens to the downside, and it's not the best time to be looking for an upside with price, right? You need to be looking at volume at all times. I would consider this as extremely low volume down here. You can just compare through these movements that we've had in the market if we do have enough momentum. We want to see this volume high if we want to push it up. And you could also look at it, volume as comparing to the movements that we've had in the past, okay? So we see that we have these large downward candles. If we can boom, send one up, retrace the vector candle, that is showing good volume. That's healthy volume in the market. The more vector candles you can retrace to the upside, the more volume that shows, right? We do see one vector candle. We see 2, 3, 4. Okay, actually 5 from this push. That is great volume, right? But we want to see this last one right here get pushed, and then which is right here. But then we don't have many to really recover, and we have this huge wall of resistance above. It would be very, very hard for price to break above this level right here, considering the fact that volume does come down. So that's how I'm judging that aspect, and I'm looking at sell and buy walls on multiple sites to really give me an idea short term on where this is going. And sell and buy walls do work. You can see where these whales are placing their orders and where they're not. Let me get some water. Do you think price will fall before it rises again? Well, the thing is we always have these retracements. All right, it's just how big is the retracement? Is it larger than the push up? That's really what you should be asking yourself. Because when we see these retracements right here, boom, healthy retracement, healthy retracement, healthy retracement. Here's a unhealthy push right here. Too large of a push. We need to see some sort of retracement, and then we know that that's healthy. If it holds in this area right here, we know that this is going to be a fairly healthy retracement, and then we can make our next move to the upside. But we have to break through this resistance as well. Let me get rid of this drawing real quick. But this is the range that I see, okay? This is the range that has the most action in price. We have these two as the bottom supports, which is this 35,800 level and this 35,500 level. And then we have the two resistances at 36,130. And then we have this 36,400. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm basing my charts off of. These are the two support levels, right? If we go on the 15-minute, you could see how price action plays out in these zones. We use this first one as resistance. We break through, we can't hold, break down through it. But we're looking at this range right here to judge exactly where the momentum is going to swing. If we break out to the downside and we retest, right, we're probably going to continue to break down. If we break out to the upside, right, we retest, we hold, we're probably going to break out to this upside and probably hit this resistance around this level. But right now, this is the range I see. And I do think that we're probably more likely to break out to the upside, as this is somewhat of a healthy correction. As you guys can see right here, they did retrace these candles, or they did engulf this candle. If we can engulf this second candle right here, that is looking extremely healthy and could really signify a push to the upside, because they have enough momentum to engulf both of these candles, which they are indeed vector candles on my chart, at least on the 15-minute. Who is they? Market makers. Are take profit zones at resistances? Yes, they are at my resistance levels. And we do go over that quite often. You guys need to be taking profits. When you put in a trade, you need to have your entry, your take profit, and your stop loss before you even think of entering a trade. That's one of the main important things that will help you continue to be successful trading. You need to have a plan of action, and you need to have it mapped out with exactly what you're trying to accomplish. But I'm always taking profits 2 to 3 times in a trade. I will buy when we see the breakout and we retest. If we do have enough momentum on the breakout, enough volume, like you see right here, we have high volume, right? If we broke out of this, I would be looking to put an order on when I do see this high volume. When you see high volume, you normally see a push to the upside, right? If we're at a current level of resistance and you see that high volume push, you have a very, very signifying indicator that we're probably going to break out of it, come back for the retest, and that's a very, very good indicator with volume that we are going to break out. But yes, with Bitcoin, we are looking pretty healthy right now, right? Pretty healthy. We do see that if we could break out this resistance and hold this resistance, we're going to be making our way to around 37K. We don't care what happens, right? I mean, we just hopefully, you know, we just want to understand exactly what the market structure is looking at this time. We are far above this EMA, though. We need to see probably this EMA come up a little bit more. That would be nice. That would give me a lot more confirmation on a move to the upside, but we're just so far above the EMA levels, which is giving me a little bit of worry to the downside. But I do think that we can hold above them. As you guys can see, normally we go up with the EMA fairly close, and we always end up holding out at this 50 EMA on the 15 minutes. So this is something that will continue to come up with it, but I do like to see these healthy retracements to the downside, because then you know that we didn't go up too fast and that we can hold this via volume, right? If you're going up in price and you don't have these retracements to the downside, you know that, you know, there's going to be one at some point. It's very important to look into that, because when you see that healthy retracement, you see volume hold, then you know that the bulls are holding, and we know that price is holding at these levels. All right, don't you see closing above 20 daily EMA bullish? I do see it bullish, but at the same time, we've been faked out above that multiple times. So just something to take into consideration. All right, but let's get into some of these altcoins real quick. I'll go over a few of them. We'll go into ETC. Yeah, what a push ETC had today, guys. What a push. Well, if we look at ETC, let me throw on a few of these support and resistance indicators just to show you guys why we broke out above that. We talked about if Bitcoin had that push, if you guys were bullish on Bitcoin, these altcoins that were pushed down a fair amounts, when they break these major resistances, they have these large pushes to the upside, right? So with ETC, what did we see happen? Okay, we broke through this support right here, right? This was the 28th, which is yesterday. We broke through this support, boom. We had resistance at this upside. These are all levels that we've had in the past. We broke through this right here, and we smashed through these levels right here. This was one of the most important resistance levels that we saw in ETC, which was currently this one that we've held in the past. So signifying that we broke out of this, you know that there's going to be quite a move to the upside because we've tested once, we've tested twice, and we were pushed down so far in price. I wasn't trading this. I wish I was. I was not awake during this time, but we did make that move to the upside. We smashed through this resistance level right here, used it as support, boom, shot upwards, and right now we're at this high level with ETC, where we're at. Let's see, we're at this support level right here. We did test out here. This is a large wick with ETC that we see right here. But yeah, I would kind of stray away from ETC if you guys are apparently new with trading in general. But it is good if you guys want to get familiar with one or two altcoins on how they correlate with Bitcoin. You look at Bitcoin, you look and understand what Bitcoin is doing in price action. But until you really master how Bitcoin's moving, until you really master the trends and the patterns that Bitcoin's showing, right? Then you can go get into one altcoin. Just start with one, study how it moves with Bitcoin, and then base your price predictions on that, right? What do we see with KSM today? We saw this large drop. We did see this push above to almost this 230 level here. This was quite the push that KSM had. We broke through this support level. We knew that there was going to be a large upside. We saw that we broke through this 218 level. Then we broke back out to this 230 level. Large pushes from a lot of these altcoins that were pushed pretty far down. We also saw quite a few. Let me go to change in percents. VET had a breakout today. A lot of these coins, like I said, when they get pushed down so far, you guys see this range that they're in right here, okay? Here, let's just draw a little box, okay? Draw a little box. Let's make this easy. So when you only see one resistance line here, right? You see this resistance here, okay? See this resistance line. Guys, look at the gap in between these, okay? Look at the gap. That's 5%, right? What is this? That's another 7% or 8%. So that's a whole 14% just in between two resistance lines. And these altcoins kind of bottomed out, right? They have kind of bottomed out at these levels with a push down. If you were bullish on Bitcoin and you saw some of these coins bottoming out, and you saw some of these coins that, you know, they've reached a point where they haven't dipped too much further, and you see some bullishness in Bitcoin, you can kind of get an estimate that it needs to break this level, I'll put in a buy order, right? If it needs to break this level, I'll put in a buy order because I know that there's these resistance levels that we could see these large price action movements, right? That 13% pushed and broke out of that to around, let's see what this is, 24%. So large move from VET. It was pushed down quite a lot. Yes, we are still in a downtrend. Trend is our friend. It is our friend, but you have to understand that we got to talk about the upside as well, right? We do see that we're still in a downtrend. Let's go on the longer term frame so you guys can get a prediction or perspective, right? 4 hour, still in a downtrend, right? Still in a downtrend. Still have not been able to reach above this 200 EMA level. So we've only reached above this 200 EMA level here at 40K. On the 4 hour, we haven't seen that too often, but we are close to it, right? We are close to it, but it's been coming down lower, and lower. Just a little suggestion right there. But if you guys look at Bitcoin, right? Look at these resistance level. We have a resistance here at 38K, right? We go on the 3 hour, we really see that still at 38K. Go on the 1 hour, we see it mainly at this 37K as well, 37,700. We have one here at 38K as well. So if we break out of this zone right here, okay, this 37 or 36,700, we show momentum to the upside. Yes, we can break out to this 38K zone, but that would still technically be a downtrend that we're in, right? But that would be a very, very hard level to break out of. Look how many resistances we have currently. Okay, so we have this move at this support level right here, right? That was a 5% move that we saw. Now we're looking for this one exactly, which would be around to this 37,607. So be 1%, and then above that be around 4%. But right here at this 38K, we do have a lot of resistance. But if we do break out of this zone, yes, we could head up to around this 39K zone where we have a lot of resistance there as well. But we have more resistance than we do supports, okay? We've been going up fairly quickly. When you go up quickly, guys, what happens? You don't have much support, so you could easily push price to the downside. This is what we're currently seeing. It's just how far they're going to bring us to the upside. The faster they do it, the faster they can bring it down. All right, so yeah, that's going to end the video. I'm going to do other updates here throughout the day. I will be doing another couple of videos today as well on some things that you guys are really going to want to look into. But that's going to be it, right? We went over, we do see some upside potential to this 37K if we do hold here at this 35,600 in between this range. This is the signifying range to see upside or downside here. We need to see a candle close on the 1 hour, and we do want to see EMA levels get a little bit closer, and we want to see us be able to hold these and really make a move to the upside or downside based off of that. But yes, that's going to end the video here. Hope